What's up guys, Penguin Overlord here, and welcome back to Ghost Recon Breakpoint. In this video, I'm going to review the Optical Camo that was recently introduced in Operation Motherland. Now, I do want to point out one thing real quick before I really dive into this review. The patch notes that came out right before Operation Motherland are incorrect about a certain aspect about the optical camo. In the patch notes, it says that the optical camo can also be used without its upgrades in the regular story mode in Breakpoint. But that isn't really correct. I'm in the story mode right now. As you can see, I am in the story mode. I've got all the faction missions available. And if I turn it on, it's at its full optical efficiency. And I can shoot my gun, and it still lasts for quite a bit. If the upgrades didn't work, my battery would be completely depleted at this point. So that is one thing to keep in mind. It will work in story mode with its full benefit. Now, and I pressed the wrong button, that's fine. So let's talk about the optical camo. Now, I'm mostly going to focus on Mark III, the full upgraded optical camo for this review. Because, truth be told, when you first get it, it really isn't that great. The battery duration doesn't last very long, and if you do the slightest thing, such as sprint or shoot your gun, the battery will instantly deplete, and it will take forever to recharge, so it's not really that useful. The optical camo only really becomes that useful when it reaches the Mark II effective state. So, from there, obviously, it's got all these different benefits. But once you get to this point, the optical camo starts actually lasting a decent time and won't completely kill your battery if you do things with it. So, starting off, we're going to have the battery duration at Mark III. The camo battery lasts 110 seconds, assuming you're just standing still and not doing anything, which is quite a long period of time. However, if you don't upgrade this action tree, the optical camo will still drain fairly quickly. So, you gotta make sure you upgrade the action skill. But once you do, the optical camo actually lasts for a decent amount of time when playing the game. You can get a bunch of shots off. Not a ton, but you can get multiple shots off. And you can run around and not have it instantly die on you. So it is very useful. It's just not going to be overpowered. You're not going to slaughter an entire enemy base while having the optical camo on. But it is very useful. It does last for a certain period of time. I would definitely recommend, when using the optical camo, either aim for the head or use a sniper rifle, because once you've got it fully upgraded, you can get multiple shots off. But if you're just mag dumping people, if you're just shooting multiple bursts into people, the optical camo battery is going to drain very quickly, and it's not going to be all that useful. So that is something to keep in mind. You do want to make sure you aim carefully when using the optical camo. Otherwise, you're just going to run out super quickly and you'll just get attacked and slaughtered and all that good stuff. So the reloading rate is when the optical camo really shines, because now it can recharge very quickly. In fact, I nearly drained my battery when shooting earlier, and now it's almost full again. So that makes the optical camo super useful, even if it's not fully upgraded. If it recharges quickly, you can just turn it on, turn it off as you need it. If you're just trying to sneak around a certain patrol, you can just do that, and then turn it back off again, and the optical camo will quickly recharge. Or if you just need to take out some enemies in combat real quickly, you can turn it on, pop out of cover, shoot, then go back down and turn the optical camo off, and you'll be good to go. Now, the camo efficiency is really excellent as well once it's fully upgraded. At level 3, enemies will be unable to see you up to 10 meters. Now, I didn't get an exact reference for all of them. I do know that at this Mark II state, with Camo Efficiency 2, enemies will start to see you at 17 meters, but I didn't really get these other references as well for the lower optical camo. But definitely, when it's fully upgraded, enemies will be unable to spot you unless you're 10 meters or closer to them. So that makes it really useful for sneaking around bases, at least to a certain extent. Because truthfully, the enemy AI in this game, even on extreme difficulty, doesn't react as fast as it should. So you don't necessarily need the optical camo to succeed in stealth, because most of the time you can shoot enemies quickly before they can raise the alert and spot you, unless you're just caught off guard and you didn't notice them. But with this, it does help a bit during stealth, so that, you know, they won't be able to see you. But where this really shines is when you're in the middle of combat, enemies are shooting at you, you're pinned down, you can just pop this optical camo up quickly and pop out of cover, take the shots you need to take, and then go back into cover and let the optical camo recharge. So it is useful as a stealth option, but I really feel that the major benefit for optical camo is when you're engaged and fighting people, because that gives you a tremendous advantage over them. So that just about covers my review for the optical camo. Now, one more thing before I go. At least for me, all of these bonus perks for the mark levels do work. The battery does recharge at night. I can walk and swim in water without the camo shutting down, which is very good, because there's going to be times when you cross into streams during combat or whatever, or if you're out in the open world, and having that shut off is just not fun. Now, some people do experience an issue where this ability doesn't get unlocked, where the user can take damage without the camo shutting down. I don't have that issue. One thing you do need to keep in mind, though, is that you can take damage and not shut down, but if you do get downed, your health just completely run out, the optical camo will deactivate. So that is something to keep in mind. That's generally how that works once it's working correctly. But if you do take damage somehow and you don't get downed, the optical camo will still be up if you're not having that bug. But that just about covers it. Overall, the optical camo is a fun and useful tool to use in Ghost Recon Breakpoint. I don't really need it for stealth, because at this point I can take out enemies quickly if they start to spot me. But if you're not as good at stealth, it's still useful, and it's really effective if you're in the middle of a firefight and you just need that quick advantage, especially if you've got like a sniper about to shoot you. That's when, in my view, the optical camo becomes really useful. So thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you found it helpful. I'm Penguin Overlord, and I'll catch you all next time. Take care, guys.